So right here, we want to mark the welt pocket opening. Be in mind that you must mark it first before you start. So this is 3.5. So the width is 5.5. So you are going 5 inches rather. Sorry, you mark 2.5 at the middle of it. So mark it all through this way, 2.5. Make sure it's straight enough. But when marking straight, don't consider the other edge, this edge. Make sure you only consider the straight edge and then mark it in this form. Now this will help you to create your pocket nicely. So do the same thing on the other one. Come back, I'll come back and show you guys the next step to take. All right, so right here we want to start the pocket fixing. So the lining we have got was measurement is 8 by 20 or 7.5 by 20, depending on your pocket opening you are making. So now you place it underneath this area. Now that placement will be 1.5 inch below or smaller than the main trouser, right? And then you start from right there to start stitching. Now this stitching you're making now is a temporary stitch, which is just to hold the pocketing underneath, which later on you will now still create the main pocket. It's kind of a temporary stitch, right? But it's still gonna be there and will not lose it afterwards. So now you bring your placket. Now this placket was gummed in this way, right? It's gummed in this way, just half of the measurement of the placket, and then gum the both gum one end. I just held it with gum and then place it in this form. You are going to start from that same point where you marked for your pocket, right? That place you pocket starting and the ending, then stitch all through in this form. Now this stitching must be done in a way that it will be exact of 1/2 inch when you have notched your pocket. So it's kind of 1/4 right there. So you place the other one as well in this form, and then make sure the starting of this one as well must correspond with the first one you have sewn, just like this. So make sure the both of them are of the same starting point, and then make sure it's also the same ending point. So make sure the two of them corresponded, and then you stitch properly. Stitch all through this way. All right, so right here you place this way and then fold and then start your notching. So this notching you're doing now must be done at the midpoints of your lining and trouser. Then notch all through this way, making sure you shift these plackets in this form. Put your scissors right there and then give a V notch until it gets to the exact point where that threading ended. Do the same thing on the other side. Bend it all through this way as well, and then notch it to make sure it ends at that same point where the starting of the threading and started, right? So right there, make sure it's equal there, and do the same thing you are doing here on the other side as well. It's a very tactical approach or stage that you are in now, so don't be in a haste and use a sharp scissors and use the tip of the scissors just the way I'm doing mine to do yours. Fold this way and fold this way as well, just to give room or give way for the notching to be effectively done, right? Don't notch both the placket, just notch only the main trouser and the pocketing underneath. Make sure it's reaching exact. If by any chance your notching did not reach, that means the pocket finishing will not come out well. So you make sure the notching reaches to the very point of that place, and then you tuck it in this form. Tuck it in this form, and then you make sure it comes out all through this way. Then you now start the folding. So this folding you are going to fold now will be 1/2 inch, that's 0.5, to match with the size of the opening that you have created at that place. So once you have placed in this form, make sure you gently turn it in this way, and then tuck it in as well. It must lap in it must lap in, the edge must be properly handled, then you arrange it properly, make sure it's arranged. In most cases, you can use your screwdriver to arrange the edges nicely and then raise it up at this point, and then you make sure that you arrange everything that this angular notch you did is where you are going to stitch from. So you're going to, make sure the angular stuff is properly balanced and then stitch from that particular point. Stitch only on that angular point, like 2 or 3 times, and then cut the excess plackets. This is what you have at that very point. And do the same thing as well on the other edge, and then repeat this process. So when you are done with the second one, so this is what it looks like. You also tuck it out this way. Make sure it's properly held. Then you stitch on that particular point. Stitch on that particular point. Stitch all through that way. So stitch here. After the stitching, the next thing we do now will be to trim off the excesses, and then you now finish the pocket. So the pocket finishing is just a matter of getting the inner edge where the placket was attached initially, and you stitch on that point. So you can do this both for the you must do this rather. So you must do this. So you keep it all through that way. Keep it all through that way. And then for the pocketing, for the closure of the pocket, you are going to, stitch down this flap to the lining. Stitch it down to the lining. Stitch down to the lining, making sure that it's relaxed. Stitch down to the lining, and then cut your threads. Cut your threads. Cut your threads as shown. Cut your threads as shown. Fold this one this other way around. Hold that particular point and then sew it from the upside. Sew it upside. And then cut your threads as well. So right there, you fold the lining backwards and then you stitch there. It's very important. So you stitch all through to this very point. Stitch then, turn downstairs, and then stitch it down as well. So just like a U stitch from down to up, right? In order to seal the pocket opening at the up area. So cut your threads. Cut your threads. So right there, the next you will do now will be to top stitch the lining. So how then do you do that? Watch attentively. Fold all through this way, and then start from here to top stitch. Start from here to top stitch, and then when you get to the other edge of the lining, you now bring it down and also top stitch, making sure that the lining is tucked in this form. You see how I seal them out? So top stitch them out all through this way. Top stitch them out all through this way, and then go around. So when approaching the end of the lining, you tuck it in as well, and then you top stitch from here to this very point. Then you also, fold the down one first, and then fold the up one up area. So push it in just like this, and then you top stitch. You top stitch. So follow these processes I'm showing you now. I am undergoing, and then you will see that your outfit will come out nicely. So top stitch all through to this very point. So to the very end. So this is what you also have. So the next you're going to do right here is to end the pocket at the up area by simply folding it out this way, and then you sew it on the top, and then you will trim out the excesses. So I will do the second one then before we proceed to this next stage of the trouser sewing.